The current draft suggests to it's certified by a competent authority. How do we make sure that the assessment actually takes place in a timely manner?
Perfect opportunity to explain why we are so incredibly innovation friendly. We have two types of AI systems in the AI Act. We have those which are already regulated. So here the AI test would be integrated in the already existing procedure. And then we have the self-standing AI. So you would do, as a company, the assessment yourself. There would be only one exception, which is the biometric identification.
How do you plan to support startups and how do you focus to basically accelerate innovation with us?
That brings me back to the question of the coordinated plan, but also to the AI Act. So what we have is, I was talking about the regulatory sandboxes. On top of that, there are a number of research projects and a financing program.
Funding research is important, but we're more concerned about spinning research out and bringing it to the market. Because we are in a global race, and if you lose half a year or a year due to a legislative burden, you are too late.
Okay, has been noted.
The situation you describe where there's no uncertainty anymore and this will drive innovation, is this after the standardization bodies have made their mind up?
So first of all, you already know what the requirements are going to be. And I think you can already have an idea if you develop an AI now, which anyway being put on the market before the AI Act comes into force, in the beginning would not be at all subject to the AI Act, only when there is a fundamental change to it. So I think they are sufficiently clear. The reason that they're not more clear is not only that it's standardization at a later point, but it's also depending on the sector you are in, they will look slightly different.
Just to summarize, we are very happy that this AI Act is going to happen. And we would also like to help in making it as good as possible also for the innovation. AI, what it's about, there's not a real fixed definition, as you might know, on AI. It's generally about machines getting more and more intelligence. And if the world faces this big, huge problems, you always see three kinds of reactions. The first group says, that's not a big problem, we'll be fine. But I don't think that's a scenario we should follow. The second way of how people approach problems is that they just are going to claim that we have to consume less. But I don't think that degrowth is the solution to problems. And that's the third way in order to approach problems. And to my point of view, the only valuable way where we should just invest in innovation. We always, in history, innovated ourselves out of problems. And I am a techno-optimist because I think there will be solutions. And just as any technology in history, this new technology will have a sharp angle. So the AI Act is very necessary, and as also a knowledge institute, we do welcome it very much. Nevertheless, the following sentence, which says, insofar as such activity does not lead to entail placing an AI system on the market or putting it into service. And that's a little bit of a sharp angle with a slight concern over there, because nowadays what we do at universities used to be science for science, and we just were hobbying, etc., and some nice things came out. But more of this science is science for society. That's what we're doing now. There's hardly any science that we do where there's not a company involved. It's always a cooperation between the two.
We need to ensure a coherent approach with the other already existing pieces of legislation, especially on data protection. We need to invest a lot of resources in order to foster responsible AI innovation, especially for SMEs, but also for research and the public sector.
My provocation to you is like, it was very clearly described that the AI Act is a good example of setting the legal certainty. When you have legal certainty and standardization, this is a clear path to be getting funding for any research. Because that's the only way, especially when we're speaking about the European environment. Like, our investor base is rather conservative. And the startup industry, one of the biggest challenges, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's also finding funding. It's not innovation. You have innovation, and you have research, but like having funding to make that step of putting that R&D into the market.
I would like to address the point of research, and specifically on the topic also that Carlo was talking about, which is a lot of research in academia that is being done currently in collaboration with companies. But what we do see now is a really big uncertainty in the AI Act of when it is applicable to research itself. We see that in the amendments from the Parliament and the amendments also in the Council Compromise text, that there is a research exemption, but not for products that are going to be placed on the market.
So the initial proposal by the Commission had not talked about research at all, which means that automatically, in a way, all research is excluded from the scope. The way I understand the proposal from the Parliament is that they simply wanted to clarify